Hi everybody. For those who don't know me, my name is Dusia Lubovskaya, or Dusia L for short, and I'm a holistic life coach. Today I'm doing a live video about remote crystal healing. For those who don't know, remote crystal healing means basically that I am doing crystal healing for the client who is in a different location, so not in person. Crystal healing is when the person and I are in the same room and I have like a bed or a special or a massage bed, massage table or something like that, and I put crystals, certain crystals depending on the needs of the client. I put the crystals on the person and do a healing session to help with past wounding, past trauma wounding. And remote crystal healing is when the person who I'm working with is in a different location, whether it's a different city, a different state, or even a different country. That's remote crystal healing. The same idea, crystals and laying down. However, I am here, like I'm in Massachusetts, and the person who I'm helping can be in a completely different location. And in this video, I want to share a story that happened, I would say last month. So a person reached out to me, and this person lives in Texas, and as I mentioned, I'm in Massachusetts. And this person reached out to me because their spouse was having health issues that were severe. This person, so their spouse had cancer, and the spouse reached out to me because the doctors were saying something about getting rid of something or just doing really they were being proactive. However, they were planning to do something really severe, like total destruction, something severe measures. And that really scared the person, the spouse, and their client, because this person recovered from cancer last year and was doing perfectly well, and for some reason the cancer returned. And this time, for no real reason that made sense, the doctors recommended something really severe. They just wanted to get rid of the problem, and period. They didn't care. They just want to get rid of the problem. And the spouse reached out to me because they didn't agree with that. The couple didn't agree with that, and I, using my medical background, did not agree with it either. Because if a person has recovered from a disease, whatever that disease is, and in this case is cancer, if the person has recovered and it came back, that means there needs to be something done. However, it doesn't mean you have to go to some kind of severe, some acute measures. You just have to find out why does it come back. What's going on with the person who's dealing with the cancer. And so I asked to talk to the person who had cancer and just share more about what was going on in their lives. And I learned from that conversation that the person was dealing with trauma, family trauma more specifically. There was like things that happened, a little bit that happened during the childhood and the early years, past relationships, and just family and family dynamics. And there was just a lot of things that were not communicated, and there was just a lot of frictions. And this person who had cancer was just dealing with this trauma. And crystal healing helps with that. Crystal healing helps release the toxins, because trauma is toxic. Like, you can't smell it, taste it, or feel it, but like you can feel it, but it's not like you can, like you can't see it like a flower, you can't see it like a meal. You just feel it, like it's inside you, like the toxins, the energy, the negative energy is inside your body, and it weakens your immune system. So I did a healing session. I did a remote crystal healing session with a client. And as I said, the client is in Texas. I'm in Massachusetts, and so I did like a 45-minute session. And I had no idea what this client was doing. This, as far as I'm concerned, the client was laying down and just relaxing. However, during the session, I was having visions. I do that regularly. I read my client, like during the, like I'm in meditative state and I read their energy. I like see what's happening in their life. And so I had visions of them dealing with their families and all the frictions that was happening. And as soon as I saw those frictions, I was sending healing, loving healing to each of those frictions. Like no matter who the family person was with whom they were dealing with, I sent healing to that person. Like it was between them. And so I did this for 45 minutes. And after the session, I texted the spouse and I asked for permission to share what I saw. And I had the permission, I had consent, and I shared with the spouse my experience, like what I saw. And the next day, the visions were confirmed by the client that everything was correct. Like they were with their, like the client was with their mother, father, and everybody else with whom they had frictions. And interestingly, a week or two after the session, this client was able to speak more calmly about these family members. And the spouse reached out to me and said, you know what, I have been married to this person for 10 plus years, and it's the first time that my spouse talks about the family, and she just is not having any negative emotions when she's talking about them. It's more like, oh yeah, my mother did this, my father did that. I mean, it was the first time, and that tells me that the healing was working and the person is recovering now. And that's why I love crystal healing. That's why I love doing what I do. Crystal healing is part of it. Crystal healing helps with past life, with past wounding. No matter how far ago the trauma is, the crystal Reiki helps with that. It helps release the toxin. It helps you gain clarity about what you need to work on, what can be improved on. And you just have a clear mindset. It just removes all the toxins and you gain positive energy, and your immune system is, how should I say, it just cleanses your immune system, and it cleanses every part of you that is sick. And that's what crystal healing does, because trauma, as I said, weakens the immune system. And when your immune system is weak, that causes illnesses, that causes diseases. And that's why crystal healing is the way to go. And I did crystal healing remotely. And as I said, this person was a totally different state. And this client was just amazed at how good I was at the session. Like I was not even in the same room with a person until I was able to perform this healing. And the main reason why I'm sharing this is because crystal healing is important when you're dealing with trauma, with diseases, and you're trying to find out, what do I do? What medication do I take? Why is this not working? Why is this medication not working? Why is my doctor not understanding what's going on? And crystal healing helps with that, because trauma causes a lot of illnesses, and crystal healing helps remove the illness. And I just wanted to share that with you because I am always in awe when positive results happen. I'm always in awe of it. I mean, I've been doing this honestly since 2014, and I'm always in awe of how much improvements happen after a session, after just one session. And I love it. And I just wanted to share with you all, just so you also have an idea about crystal healing. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to my website in the comment. It's dusia.lebovskaya-uniweb.com, and I'll be happy to retype my website as well. Thank you and love you all.